Welcome to Gem Collectors with Shawn. I am that Shawn, and I have such an exciting show to you to bring to you today that we're going to go straight to it. So, ready, set? Yeah, I'm not messing around today. We have a trivia winner. We also have only a few comments, so that's going to go by quick. Let's start off first with a refresh of the questions from last week. The trivia questions were, well, the first one starts off with me telling a little bit of a fib because it says, I will be showing pinkish red faceted zircons, which is not going to be the case. But wait till you see. I just couldn't get to everything. Yeah, you're going to love it. Are they a low or high zircon? Second question, who was Cupid's mother in Roman mythology? Well, answer is Venus. And the answer on the pinkish to red zircon, well, we're going to get to that in a minute. Oh yeah, there's a little bit more to that. Okay, so let's start off with Cindy in Pennsylvania. And if you remember from last week, there was only 2 participants. So instead of making a 50-50 shot, of course, they probably wouldn't have minded it on a trivia answer, I just took them and they got a double entry into this week so that a little bit more people could participate and get in on the goodies that I give away. All right, so Cindy in Pennsylvania. Hello, Rock family. Wonderful show, Shawn. Lots of lessons this week. And here is what really amazed me. So for all of you that just love to watch the show, I would encourage, of course, comments and to participate in the trivia, but you don't have to participate in the trivia to give an answer. And remember, there is no wrong answers. The only really wrong answers, I always say, are the ones that you don't even attempt to answer. So, you know, you can never be wrong if you never answer something, and you also can never be right. So really, I encourage all participation, just like your teacher did back then, hence the nickname of professor I get. And I was actually up at a college the weekend my son was here, up in North Georgia, and it is a college that is well known for artistic programs, and they actually have a metalsmithing, lapidary arts kind of program. And I always thought that that would be something neat I wouldn't mind doing if I ever retired, which can't imagine that will ever be the case. But I actually am on the state's books as the go-to person to accreditate any jewelry schools in the state of Georgia. One opened up a couple decades ago, and so my name was entered and brought to the state's attention as someone that could review the program and assess it for its curriculum and value. And it paid, and I did it. So as far as I know, there haven't been any jewelry schools opened since then. But it left me with a really well-detailed program for teaching goldsmithing and bench work from, you know, the start. Now, those 30 episodes you can see of how it's done that will, of course, give you a really good education, but it's probably for a little bit more of, even though we do cover sizing and those kind of things, but we don't take you from the ground up completely. We kind of take it from a little bit advanced. But yeah, so anyway, I think that to offer a class, whatever I have to offer them, would be may be kind of fun. And besides, it's situated in a beautiful mountain community and a lot of prospecting around there. All right, so Cindy goes on and she says, lots of lessons this week, hence that's where I went off on my tangent. And this next line she says, this compliment though goes to all of you because I showcased and showed that piece of quartz last week and it had those unusual bluish and greenish color radial inclusions in it. And my question was this, can anyone tell me what those inclusions are? And I was really impressed. I didn't think I'd get any correct answers. Instead, I got all correct answers. And starting with Miss Cindy, she says, is Helicite the blue and green radial mineral in the quartz? And yes, it is, Miss Cindy. Helicite, well, we'll get into more about that stone because maybe I have one or two to offer. Trivia, red zircons are high zircons. I remember your lesson on the green zircon being a low zircon. Venus' son was Cupid, who she ordered to shoot Psyche. Have a wonderful week, everybody. Cindy in South Central Pennsylvania. Second snow coming in tonight. Only 2 to 4 inches and then dropping into the teens at night. Blech. Well, we would love to have the snow. We certainly have the cold. It was 11 degrees the night before and 18 after that. So we have the cold, just we need the moisture at the same time, and we all would like snow down here. But regarding the zircons, one thing we actually didn't cover, there's actually an intermediate zircon, yes. And if I was to place red zircon on one side of the fence or the other, I would put it on the high zircon side. But the reality of it is, if you look at identical faceted, let's say round red zircon versus a round blue zircon or a round white zircon, the amount of dispersion and you're going to get out of the blue and white is going to be far greater than the red. You've seen the red zircons. They have a nice brilliance to them, but nothing like the blue for dispersion. So it's probably falls more in the intermediate, but I'll take high as the answer because it's certainly then not a low zircon, which of course is a green zircon, which is completely amorphous. Now I have, remember, red zircons from Pakistan. Yeah, if you already don't have your red zircon, don't know how many more I'm going to have to offer, so hopefully you got in on those. And those have a crystal morphology to them. So the thing about green zircons is they become metamict. In other words, to become green, it's part of the process of their crystalline structure completely breaking down and becoming more like an opal, amorphous, without a crystalline structure. And they kind of show it by kind of a lot less scintillation, a lot less brilliance, different specific gravity and other things like that. So they certainly look much different than the beautiful blues. So anyway, well done, Miss Cindy, on the Helicite. And Miss Gabby says, greetings, friends, one and all. New year, new haircut. I was wondering if anyone was going to notice that is a full 6 inches that Raven cut off. Right, actually, the morning of the show, I was getting ready. The hair was wet, and I said, "This is long enough. Let's cut off." And so when I told her how much, she couldn't believe it. I was, yeah, sure. I'm fortunate because it grows back. But after it was cut off, it's like, oh, maybe I did cut a little too much off. New year, new haircut. My husband from another life used to say, I don't mind my hair turning gray as long as it doesn't turn loose. I said that to Raven while she was driving. She drove her Jeep. We both have full-wheel drives. Yeah, there's no rock hounds in us or anything. And so I read her that while we were driving, and she had a big laugh about it. So she's a little jealous of my hair as well. You are still doing very well on both fronts. Thank you, ma'am. Lucky man. Wow, sounds like next week is going to be the bomb. Can't wait. Going to get my dialing finger in shape to dial fast sounds like LOL. Not entering trivia, but going with high on the red zircon, and I did not know that Cupid was Venus's son and that she wanted him to shoot Psyche. Only person I know that would know that, other than you, of course, is Miss Barbara, our rock and Jeopardy loving friend. Till next week, stay safe, well, and warm. Well done on those answers, Miss Gabby. And Miss Gabby, I have your wire wrap project complete. And the whole intent was to get it today to show on air, because I knew you wouldn't mind. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get to show it on air, though, because now the timing of it will be that I know that Kevin and Christy want to get it shipped off to you, so you may get it before. But I do have a great picture to show on air, but I don't want you to see the picture first. I wanted you to see me with the actual item other than just a picture. So once you get it, then I'll show a picture of it and everyone will get to see. But just to let everyone know yeah. Inventory, let me know. The last count was like 1,265 days that I have had the job envelope. And wait till you see the job envelope. It is worse for the wear. But I have kept up with it all this time, nevertheless. It is, she was able to get one of the amazing faceted cut moldavites I had, and a rough piece of moldavite I had, and a beautiful, one of the quality, doubly terminated Herkimer quartz diamonds at the time. So those three pieces have been very creatively been put into an amazing wire wrap that Mr. Andrew did. And, you know, it's funny, God love Andrew, you know, and I referred to him as a kid and last week, and also said, a kid, well, how old is he? I said, oh, I think he's like 27 or 8. He goes, he's not a kid then. I said, well, when someone's, you know, 7 or 8 years younger than your son, being my son, I said, yeah, they're kind of a kid. And so he just has some of the kid ways to him. So I have to understand that not everybody works on the same beat of a drum as others do. So so that time frame of 1,265 days is probably just about right for it to be finished by now. Oh, I hope he's not listening. Okay, Miss Gabby goes on to say, forgot on first email, 3 minerals came to mind when you showed the blue inclusions in the quartz. But I'm going with Helalite. Wow, number 2 gets it right. Well done. Jimbo in Delaware. Hello, Shawn and fellow show stars and all Rockhound family. Always an educational show. I appreciate your time. I will answer trivia. Number 1, hi. Number 2, Psyche and Cupid. Best regards, Jimbo. Keep safe with the big cold coming. And it certainly has come. And well done to you, Mr. Jimbo, on getting those correct. Keep your eyes to the ground. You never know what's to be found. Miss Barbara in Brooklyn says, hi, Professor Shawn, Raven, GSN crew, and the whole Rock family. Greetings from the frozen apple. We finally broke our 701st day snow drought with a whole 1.5 inches of the white stuff. I know, it even has made big news down here in Georgia, the lack of snow that you have had. But my son sent me some pictures from the DC area, and they got out of... well, the government closed, huh? And he got around 3 or 4 inches of snow. Glad to see the show drop just before Jeopardy Monday evening. You won. I taped Jeopardy. All new merch as promised, absolutely. And today's show, You will not see, every single piece you're going to see is one you have never seen before. A house over a mine gives new meaning to the term man cave. Absolutely. That is exactly the kind I'd like to have. That was an amazing blue sapphire instruction segment. The competition fantasy cutters play with optical oddities like that to a great effect. Yep, it's amazing that, though, the fantasy cutters are working with native cuts, jam peg, primitive machines, and are still able to orient a spot of color in a stone like that for it to have that effect. I didn't really want to sell that stone because it was a lesson stone, but I've shown all of you the lesson of the importance of just how important cutting is when you have a situation like that. You know, it could have been just a blue blob in the middle of a white stone, or situated at the point of the table, the point of the culet, and that blue color radiates around the entire sapphire like it was all blue. If you missed last week's show, it'd be worth it just to check that out. Stone might still be for sale. Let's see, threw our Venedenite question out to an elite group of dealers and collectors. Seems the best explanation I got was a cloud of clay material washed in and chemically adhered to select surfaces. It doesn't come off and no one bothers to try and remove it. I'm waiting for an answer from the guys at MCP who do high-end mineral prep for a living for their 2 cents on the topic. Yeah, so with that explanation, not so sure about because of how how unidirectional the alteration of the color is. And if you don't know what we're talking about, go back a show or two and look at the Venedenite that has, of course, the classic regular beautiful color on one side of the crystal, and then on the back side of some of the crystals it is a tannish kind of cloudy material, but not exterior. It is completely as part of the crystal itself. The way I picture it potentially occurring is, imagine if you have, instead of crystals there, a lot of different mirrors lined up at an angle, because these Venedenites were all crystals at a particular angle on the specimen. So substitute that in your mind for, let's say, mirrors, round mirrors, square mirrors, whatever. And you have them all at a particular angle, but at different levels. And imagine steam coming up from beneath. The steam is going to only contact the surface areas that are exposed in the mirror, of the mirrors. So it's not going to get on the back side of the mirror. It's only going to contact the front side of the exposed areas. So in other words, if a mirror overlaps this portion and it's like halfway up, when the steam comes up, it's going to contact this part. It's only going to contact half of this portion and the back half of that crystal. So point I'm trying to make is that a lot of crystals are formed just like some diamonds, chemical vapor deposition. And so you get like sulfur. Sulfur crystals form strictly from a vapor. And so with the case of Venedenite, in my mind, one of the ways would be that vapor, like steam, coming up and only contacting the faces that are that it's able to come in contact with, altering the surface chemistry on the areas that it comes in contact with, and thus creating potentially a closely related mineral to Venedenite, or maybe a oxidized type of version of it. There you go. That's my shot at it, because I have never heard anyone else explain it any better than that. So I'll be very anxious to hear what you find out there, Miss Barbara. Then Miss Barbara goes on to say, I choose Helalite as the blue radiating disc in the quartz. JTV used to market it under the name Medusa quartz since the globs sometimes look like Medusa jellyfish. And yes, that is the other name that it in the trade that it goes by. Very good on that, Miss Barbara, getting that right. As to the trivia, red and pink is only slightly metamixed, so I'd say high zircon. Cupid was the son of Venus and Mars. Goddess Venus was jealous of the beauty of human Psyche and sent Cupid to shoot Psyche with a magic arrow, which would make her fall in love with the first person she saw. Silly myth, but it makes for unique Valentine's Day decorations. Well, enough from me. Oh, yes, belated happy birthday wishes. Thank you, Miss Barbara from Brooklyn. And, you know, it's funny because the Cupid story, the one that you have here, this version, is not so dark or evil as other versions I have heard. So I think there's a couple of variations of that. But as Raven said, all of them are twisted, have twisted endings to what we normally think what Cupid was all about. So there we go. That is it. We have a winner, and Dave is the one that picked it this week. And Dave picked the winner to be Miss Cindy. Miss Cindy, you have won, let's check it out. You have won a nice cluster and grouping of emeralds. And these emeralds, you can see, you can give to friends, keep for yourself. They have a really great color, and they're certainly cabochon quality as well. And they would also make neat rock displays in a little small miniature rock garden, or tumble them. Tumble them would be really cool too. So there you go. Here's actually a real nice crystal shaped one, and they all have really a nice translucency to them. So very good. I'm going to put those away, and I'll be right back to start the show. Well, here is that magical stone that everybody seemed to know the answer to that I didn't think anybody would, and that is Helalite, pronounced as like the Gila monster. If you have ever been out to Arizona, it is one of the unusual lizards that is poisonous. But this comes from the Christmas mine originally in 1980. Helalite was named as the same time and discovered at the same time as Apacheite. And this happens to be a copper silicate in quartz. Let me show you. This is truly one of the rarest stones. This happens to be from the Paraíba state of Brazil. It is drilled, so it makes it real easy if you want this made into a pendant. Just have a work order, talk to your sales rep and have a work order created for a 14 karat or a silver bail on it. And wow, look at that. You can see also the name Paraíba is appropriate because it comes close to mimicking some of the amazing colors that Paraíba tourmaline are. These are the radial little inclusions in this. This is truly one of the rarest copper silicates there is in the world. This piece I am offering at one of the most inexpensive prices in the world, and on this jewel it's going to be, believe it or not, only $68. $68 on that one. Now let's look at another one I have, and let me get this paper out to make sure I get the right item number for you and for the right weight. 115-7224. 115-7224. And this is another amazing opportunity for those of you who do not have this, which is probably about most all of you, because again, this was only discovered in 1980 at the Christmas mine in Gila, Arizona. So let me show you. It forms in a monoclinic crystal system, but this is how it's most commonly seen. This one drilled also. You can see again those wonderful, very distinct, colorful inclusions, and it can be actually worn either way. So you could create a ring bezel set out of that. You can bring a prong up through there and with a diamond on it. You could, you know, if you didn't use it as a pendant, with that drilled hole in it, it makes it very easy to add a bezel set stone to the piece as well. So lots of options in there. So didn't know whether to call it a cab or a faceted stone. It is a little bit of both. A lot of facets on that though. And opportunity on this one, again, these are some of the rarest and unusual copper silicates that you'll ever come across. And I have had these particular stones for a couple of decades. That just goes to show you how long it was before I turned loose of them. So this one, which is 115-7224, is going to be an excellent opportunity for you at only $77. $77. And you know, when I see pricing on these, it's a lot. It's a lot more than what I'm offering these for. And it's like, I'm not really sure why I'm offering these at such a bargain. Let's look at 115-7124. Don't mind me if I keep moving. We have a lot to cover today, and I wanted to bring you a special show. Yeah, let's see. This is 115-7124. And again, you can see the wonderful radial pattern in this. It's drilled as well, so making it easy to be able to just hang it up as a pendant. Look at that. And when you get even additional magnification, when you look at these at home, you're just going to love that beautiful, beautiful type of radial pattern that you see in these. This one, I have something priced for everybody. It is a price I should not do, but it's $36. $36. Yep. Let's look at another one. 115-6924. And this one, all these a little bit different shape. This one, by way of weight, is one of the bigger ones. Look at that. Has a lot of beautiful helolite you can see. You also have a couple of different colors, a darker blue, a lighter blue, and some green there. There's the back side. I like the freeform shapes and colors to them. This one, 10.40 carat. Can you believe it? Only $68. $68 on that. Let's look at 1157324. And for a new mineral to have not been discovered until 1980, that's pretty special. Look at that. That's kind of a diamond shape. There's not too many new minerals discovered, or at least that are in any quantity that you can be able to view them or own them. Look at that. That is really attractive and really unique. And yeah, so this is indeed an opportunity not many are going to get. How about this one, priced for only $44? Only $44 on that one. Helalite from Paraíba, Brazil. That's the state of Paraíba, Brazil. And the name goes well with the colors, of course. It's found, you know, of course, originally in Gila, Arizona, at the Christmas mine, which is a copper mine. It's a secondary copper mineral in most cases. Copper silicate altogether. They officially call it a hydrated copper silicate because it does actually contain water. So I love the way it crystallizes out inside quartz like that. Now, let me show you. I was able to find one more beautiful, wait, you see, item 1155024. One more beautiful, 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 and rare. Look at this. Look at that. Chinese cinnabar, and I'm talking about the real cinnabar with the chemical formula HGS, just simple, mercury and sulfur. And this with the dolomite is striking. Just a really, really, really attractive specimen. And this, compared to the other couple that I had, which I believe have sold, so this is the only third one that I have, has more cinnabar crystals on it. And let me show you, it has also, look at that quartz crystal right there. Look how clean and just standing out all kind of on its own. So the other ones didn't have any quartz, and I really like that. Now, look at these crystals of cinnabar. Cinnabar, only a hardness of around 2, so it's very soft. But I have seen crazy facetors actually cut this material. Let me show you and put a little backlighting behind these and really get to bring out what is nothing short of, look at that, just like a Burma ruby red. Now that crystal is stunning. I actually looked at that crystal and thought it would be able to be removed, and of course always thinking about possibility of cutting it, but I thought, no, I won't do that. So instead I'm offering it for sale. There's another large crystal that has dolomite surrounding it, and then another one down there. So wow, look at that. Thank you, sir. So here is a really a fine specimen. And on the bottom, it was written when I got it, and you can see dolomite, and then CINN for cinnabar from China. So I'm not sure, maybe the dealer did that, but that can easily be removed if desired. But I left it the way I got it. See how large that one cinnabar crystal is and how it extends underneath there? That's quite a big piece, and you could actually flake these dolomite crystals off to reveal some of these others if you so wanted to. Let me show you one more thing.
Price on this?
Yep. Here's a quartz crystal right there in front of that and on the other side. This one, price on it, just a little bit more than the others were, which probably isn't good business on my part, but we're going to make this one only $77. Only $77 on that one. Okay, so let me tuck this one away and get set up for the next batch. Be right back. This is something you haven't seen in a while, or maybe ever. This is a really unique Brazilian rutilated quartz, and I like the way that it has been faceted. You can see that really mirror reflection by way that it was done. And that all has to do, again, going back to the skill of the cutter. And also, if you look at this particular piece, let me see, we'll put a little white behind it. You can also see that it has a little bit of a citrine or yellowish tone to it, which is, being that that's a natural citrine color, makes it all the more additionally unique. 13.48 carat, and talk about a price that anyone can afford. I have seen pieces like this where you have the one rutile needle that really stands out versus a lot. They're actually more valuable. They're actually more valuable. Sometimes the old KISS principle, keep it simple, makes for a more valuable specimen. Sometimes less is more. This, the price won't be, because it is marked to sell. $38. I kid you not. Only $38 on that, and I don't have anything else like it. That's why this is going to be the show of all shows, that you have not seen anything like this in a long time. Item 115, $49.24. How about, and if you notice, we're kind of grouping these together, or trying to keep some kind of order to it, because this is another rutilated quartz piece, except this has a lot more pizzazz going for it. This is one of those that's not too far away from what they call, of course, the star rutile, where you have a hematite center. And you can see there's plenty of those, the black dark areas with the, look at how golden those needles are. And if we go right down here, you can kind of see the effect of 1, 2, 3. Usually there's 6 radiating out, or a group of them, and this is certainly a partial star right there. Here you have your chlorite, which is often found with them too, and there's a little bit of red hematite in this piece as well. Look at those needles. That is, wow. I just would love to see the, you know, how all that grows. You know, what grows first, and then grows over it. And, well, wait till you see. You're just, this is just a little tip of the iceberg as to how unusual we're going to get today. Look at that. Look at that angle. Wow, now that is a spray of rutile. These have been in my collection for a long time. And again, like I said, we all this time we've been working on mineral specimens and whatnot. We haven't gotten to the cabochones and that end of my collection that is really unique. And this is, again, another one of those stunning gems that I promised you. And the fun's just started. How about this? Especially the pricing compared to what these go for, which is, oh, on this, $5 a carat would be a price that would be common to see. $98 though, only $98. And what does that come out to? Oh, what, $1.50 or something? I don't know if it's even that. Let's see, did I write it down? Yeah, $1.50 a carat. I couldn't even buy it for that now. But remember, in my mind, these go back decades ago, and pricing has long been forgotten. And so you get, that is only going to benefit you when it comes to me, because I don't really know what it costs to replace some of these stunning pieces. Now, next I have another. This is, this, I tell you what I'm getting ready to show you, let me get a stand. I may actually include a stand with this one. Oh yeah, Shawn may not cheap out here. This is item number 1154824. And first, I'll let you know that it does come in this box, for one, because I think that is a beautiful display. As you can see, it is not a small item, but let's take it out of that and let's transfer it to this stand. And it could be displayed several different ways. Wow. Wow. So, now that you can see how it would look, you probably have a better stand than that one. Let me show you the workings of this. This is a piece I have never seen before. For one, it's got extremely very red rutile, but that is not what the important and unique part of this piece is. What is the vermiculated, look at that. Those looks like writing. No, the vermicular chloride. Look at that. They look like little worms, and hence that is the basis of the word. If you've ever used potting soil, and then you might be familiar with vermiculite. Well, it all gets its name from, if you heat it, it will actually expand and looks like a worm. And hence, that's what you get. Look at that. Yeah, those are not written letters. Those are inside the quartz. And look at that. These, it is a type of chlorite that I have never seen in combination, especially with the rutile. And that makes this very one of a kind. And at the different angles, you can see you have golden rutile right there, stunning red rutile. I actually saw some silver rutile. And then you have the chlorite that's on the surface. Now, here also are the weights. I think that's neat, and the measurements. But when we look at this from the side, you also get to see a whole nother view, kind of like an aquarium, the different views you get. And get to look inside the fishbowl. And wow. Wow, look at that. These pieces have become very collectible and desirable, and really, especially the larger ones, because they just showcase, well, let me just sit that there for a moment. And wow, how about this? It is a real collector's gem, and it's large, but I don't have a large price on it like there should be. This is an opportunity for someone. It's 219 carats. 219 carats, and I am going to offer that for only $274. The really, some of the other really neat things about it is it's Burmese. Yep, its origin is Burma. That really adds to the collectability factor, because anything Burmese, difficult to get, and something like that I just have not seen much by way of Burmese rutilated quartz or anything by way of that in that respect. So that is a really amazing value, because go try to find another piece of quartz that has that kind of clarity, okay, that kind of clarity with the vermicular chloride, where it is so easy to see it. There is a lot of other pieces that may have it, but due to the nature of the rest of the stone, it's not very discernible or visible. But in this case, it is very much so. So take advantage of that. Now, let's see if I have. Okay, yep, let me go to a somewhat related item. This is 115-6024. I want to show you a world-class stone. World-class. And that means something when I write world-class, because you know it's going to be something really special. And in the case of really special, well, one moment, and let me get a really special stand. And let's see if we, well, I'll hold it by hand first. Look at this. Look at that. Now, I am going to pull the veil on this so we get to see it in all of its glory. Look at that. Now that piece is stunning. This is item number 115-6024. And when when you say dendritic quartz, wow, that is dendritic quartz. World class. And let me show you on the back. This has a really unique, and it's right here, beautiful iris rainbow. Now with the white background, you may not be able to see it as easily, but I'll show that to you in a different lighting in a moment. This dendritic quartz looks like it is in a pot, or that it is, look at that, a miniature. This with the clarity, and here's the other thing about the dendritic quartz pieces. So many of them, the quartz is very opaque and very included, where you just don't get the entire effect that you are seeing now. Most of the time, the dendrites are going to be composed of a manganese oxide, and a lot of people would always say like pyrolusite, but most of the cases that is not what it is. It's just other. Okay, there's the iris so I was talking about. Look at that. And that is, in the pattern that it is, really a unique play of color in the way it, look at that, like feathers. It's different than the way you normally see other irises. A fantastic, fantastic and unique, rare piece that would look stunning in anyone's collection. And price on this, these, you know, cost on high-end stones or cabochones like this, you know, can easily run $4 or $5 a carat cost. I am offering this at only $198. That's $2.25 a carat. $198 on that. And that is world class at every level. Let me show you one more. 115, 54, 24. And this one is the other dendritic quartz that I have to show you. And it also meets the criteria that a world-class piece would be. Look at this. Look at that. We'll lift this up. Wow. That's just, I don't know. It's to think that Mother Nature finds a way to create these works of art. I'll never get over it. I'll never, I see mankind do these like scrimshaw or all these little hand painted things, which, like writing your name on a grain of rice. I think that's amazing and whatnot, okay? But for nature to be able to do something that I don't think man could come close to even beginning to get the detail and the look of it being alive. No.
I had little ice things on my windshield this morning that looked like that.
Also said he had some icicles on his windshield that looked like that, and that would be absolutely correct, because most of the iris reflections that you have out of quartz is due to water, and
but the branching, it was like the branching.
And yes, then you get the growth across the windshield will be exactly branched off and dendritic like that. I have seen that as well, and it is 100% ice crystals that is creating that. And it's true what they say, no two ice crystals are alike, and I would have to say no two dendritic pieces could ever be alike either. Look at that little beautiful irises radiating out of this piece. So either side you could use to display this, either as a piece of jewelry or just in a stand, showing it off, because that is a miniature objet d'art. Indeed. All right, let me get these put up, and I'll be right back with another grouping of goodies. All right, so I have another dendritic quartz to show you after this one. Wait till you see it. So let me get you the right price on this guy. It is going to be a excellent value at less than $2.25 a carat, making that jewel only $148. Only $148 on that. And wow, that again, when you do the math and you start calculating price per carat, that's where it's all at. And because that's how this material is sold, and that is how it is valued as a price per carat situation. As you can see, I mean, you have a cabochon, slightly domed top and faceted sides. There is much effort involved besides, if you do one little thing wrong, like cut into the dendrite, the entire piece is ruined. Let me show you item 115, 5824. I have one more that I wanted to show you, and it is another striking, really high quality piece. And so by really high quality, one of the measurements of that is the clarity of the quartz. How clean the quartz is, because when you have a dendrite, really, that's all you want to see in most cases is that dendrite, not other inclusions or reflections that might take away from that. And as you can see, that is, well, it looks truly like a piece of coral in the ocean. It looks like silver. Some of the silver crystals I've offered and had before. This is one of those truly world-class pieces. Also in the cutting, with the domed and the cushion shape to it. Price on this one, very affordable at only $87. Only $87 on that. And when you're talking about world-class material, and you know, you're in the realm of only $3 a carat or so, something like that, then you know it's an excellent value. Look at that. A really one of those treasures that you could look for a long time, and you know, there may be one dealer that has some of them, and he knows what he's got, and he has them priced because he knows what he's got, kind of thing. In other words, I wouldn't be surprised to see these at $10 a carat, because I've seen them for that. So, yeah, you have something that no one else will have. That's one of those stones you carry around in your pocket in a little, you know, gem tube jar. And when it's show and tell time, like, you know, at any of the rock and gem shows or rock swaps, you know, everybody has something in their pocket. Well, you would have something that no one would have something better of. And anytime, no matter what it is, that you have one of the best ofs, then you have something special, because everybody is going to ooh and ah over your stone, and you didn't pay more than $3 a carat for it. So yeah. Now, next I have not sure what you might want to see next, but I tell you what, I know what I want to show next. Let's start off with item 115 5524. Now, these some may call by different names. And one of the names, though, that they go by is manifestation quartz. I used to always like the more realistic name, which would be crystal, internal quartz crystal in crystal. You know, something that describes what it is. Manifestation is more of a metaphysical name that was brought to it, but since it has become a very popular name to use for them, I used it, am using it as well. But what it basically is a quartz crystal surrounded by quartz, and then in this case, cabochons cut around them. Look at this one. A world-class collector cab. It doesn't have to be large to be world-class. What it has to be is well-defined internal crystals with very clean quartz surrounding it. And this certainly fits that description. Look at that. You have two well-formed quartz crystals within that cabochon, and a beautifully cut and polished cab as well. That's stunning. For something in that size range to stand out so unique like that, wow, look at that. I love it. And this, I said I have these items priced for everyone's budget. So how would you like that for only, I think that's kind of crazy on my part, but why not? $32. $32. That's not something you're going to find for anywhere for that. Not something in that quality. Let me show you item 115 5224. This next piece, again, we're talking about crystal in crystal, or crystal in quartz, or manifestation quartz, whatever you want to go by. Take a look at this. Take a look at this piece.
Let me check that number.
It is 115 5224.
I don't have that.
Do you want the sheet, the inventory sheet?
Can you go from 68?
Yeah, this is 40.43 carat. It's 30 by 15 by 8.7. And it is world class. And it is Shawn's collector cab, Iris Brazilian manifestation quartz. And yep, that got it. Everything. You do have one of those memories you were telling me about. Look at these crystals in this, and you can see the irises just bouncing off of them. I'm not sure which way this one would be aligned to show it off best. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, there we go. Yep, there we go. Look. Wow. You can see why I put the iris on this one, because they're all over this piece, all over it. Now, the neat thing is also, wow, look at that from the side. Okay, so many times you'll get like a skeletal indentation on the back side. Not the case of this. You can see that it is quartz all the way around, all the way around. So those crystals are fully enclosed, and then you have that looks like Japanese rainbow garnet. Those beautiful rainbows are so strong, and from the different angles you can actually see then the three-dimensional aspect of the cluster. So you can see exactly all the different levels that the crystals are at, and then, wow, look at that. Look at that. And that's why it was in my collection for so very long, a difficult one to give up. And I had intended to custom make pieces out of all these. Of course, when you get them, you know, decades ago, and over time you think you have all the time in the world to get to these things, and then how quickly that time clock runs out on you. So really, I just enjoyed them just as they are, just as they are. And now the collectability factor to these has gone way up. And by that, I also mean the value. Yeah. And the cutting of these is exceptional. Price on this, only $88. And that's what really also makes it exceptional. At $88, that is like $2.25 a carat, which is unheard of for something along the lines and quality of a piece like that. That is truly one of a kind, which of course it would be, but then one of a kind also in all the, you know, pluses. Not only the external cutting of the stone itself, but the internal crystals with the irises and the multiple crystals and all that. Wow. A lot of look for only $88. And let me show you in the hand. This, look, it's not a small stone. And look at how well, even against the color of the skin, how well you can see those crystals. So have something made, and you're going to have something that stands out, and I can assure you it will be noticed at gem shows, rock shows, and the grocery store. Can't help but to be, because it sparkles. Now, let me show you, just gets better, 115-5124. This next one, yes, it's another crystal in crystal or manifestation quartz. Look at this. This one may just be, I don't know, just to me, probably my favorite. Not necessarily, I don't know, it may not be like the best quality, but to me, it is truly one of my favorites. Look at that. Look at that. That looks like it is out of space, from another planet. Either a lot of aliens hurtling towards us in their craft, shooting photon rays at us, or just a wonderful piece of quartz with upwards, I think, of 9 other quartz crystals with, look at the rutile, and look at the rutile, even curved rutile. So you can, let me get my little pointer out. All right, so then this one, look at that. You have 2 crystals, as in a cluster, together. Look at these, doubly terminated. In other words, pointed at both ends. Look at these, another multiple. And then these lone crystals. And then the light reflecting off of the rutile needles. And the rutile needles are like a silver white in color. Look at that from the backside. And that's why, imagine if you even set it and mounted it from this direction. Look at the reflected light you get back out of it. And you get to see, again, look at those double crystals. This is from outer space. I mean, it really, really looks otherworldly. From every different angle, it is, the clarity of this is such that you don't need any other real magnification, because it can be viewed, because it's such a nice large piece. Look at this just in the hand. Look at that, just in the hand, and look at how those crystals stand out like that. This is why this piece is truly world class, or, you know, at the museum type level if they had a museum of cabochons. But the clarity counts for a lot when you have a piece like this, because it is the clarity of the surrounding quartz that allows you to see everything so distinctly. And never forget to look for any anhydrous or water bubbles that move around. You never know. And in this case, in cases like this, what you look for is the anhydro bubble inside one of the other existing quartz crystals. Not the big cab itself, but inside one of the crystals. And that takes a little magnification, but what a find that would be. I haven't checked these for that, so there is, I'm just telling you, always that possibility for a bonus to be there. So, all right, here is your chance. Look at that. And that's even without the turntable. This would be one where, yeah, to make the turntable spin would be quite attractive. Okay, Austin, I would give it a try. Let's see, away from.
A long train.
Here we go. Is it going the right way?
Yes.
Okay, there we go. I got this new turntable, everybody. So. And it actually has a speed control. Maybe I make it go so fast I'll sling it off. But at this speed, it is perfect, because it gives you time to glance at each of those crystals. Wow, that is a perfect turntable for this particular piece. All right, now, price opportunity on this guy, and that is exactly what it is, a amazing opportunity. I kept coming down on the price in my head. I start, you know, and it should have been, because I really don't know what I paid, but it should have been at least $5 a carat, but I didn't do that. I did one of Shawn's crazy, stupid, go out of business, poor businessman pricing opportunities, which is $188. And I think that came out to $2.89 a carat. Yep, I had to get, of course, my auspicious 8s in there for good luck, but at $188, that stone at $2.89 a carat, it couldn't be bought for that in any market in the trade. Nope, not a chance. Not a chance. So take advantage of that price and of that opportunity, because it was tough for me to decide to even bring these to all of you, because obviously I've had them for a long time and I haven't even shown them. I haven't even shown one of them, haven't even teased you with them or anything until now. And now I said it would be an amazing show, and I am not, I don't think I am letting you down in that respect. Now, one more of the manifestation quartz. Let's look at item 1156624. Let's see what we get with this guy. And okay, so we have same kind of high dome cabochon, a nice 45 carater, world class. Look at this. Here we go. Swap that one out, bring this one in, and wow, look at that. That is a whole lot of rutile weaving together, so it looks like I don't know, cotton. Look at those crystals of quartz, and at each different angle you have a completely unique and separate look. So I am looking at a doubly look at that, how it's terminated at both ends on that crystal. That looks so well defined. And then this one coming in from the edge. All those swirling crystals of rutile. And then look at all the other even smaller quartz crystals. Let's look at it from the back, that dot the piece and are woven in and around the rutile. Look at that. Oh, wow. That is impressive. It really is. I am sure that you guys are getting that same warm, fuzzy feeling when you see something so beautiful like that. And hopefully, you'll break the piggy bank to be able to get one or two of these I'm offering. $138 on that. Only $138. And let me see here. I tell you what, let's do this. I want to make a special deal on this one. So I am going to do this right now for $118. $118 on that guy. Never showed it before. Didn't even give it a chance at $138. But I think by way of the pricing relative to the other one, I don't know if it's any better or any worse, but I'm going to price it a little less than the other by way of price per carat. And maybe that's just enough to allow one of you to be able to get in on one of the larger ones. Okay, so let's see. That ends this presentation on the manifestation quartz. Let me put them away and I'll be right back. All right, this is a cabochon, included quartz that I have never, I don't think, really featured before. Maybe as a crystal, but not as a cab. Look at this, demortierite in quartz. One of the most beautiful colors. Demortierite, remember, that's the blue jean stone. Hardness, 7 to 8. And I tell you what, for contrast in quartz, and when you look at this with magnification even greater than what you're looking at now, the crystals are fantastic. Just fantastic. There's only a couple places that this is actually mined at. Araquaí is one place in Brazil, but the most popular place, the Vaca Morta Quarry, I would dare say in Portuguese, I don't know, maybe sounds like dead cow, which I believe that's probably what it means. Look at this. Price on this is an excellent value. This is, I think, the largest of the ones that I have. It's over 11 carats, and you're going to love it. Demortierite. It is a very complex aluminum oxide silicate. Throw in some other things as well, and you have it. But primarily, it's aluminum and silicon in it, and that's what you get. It was named after a French paleontologist, of all things, and just a stunning stone when it is found as inclusions in quartz. Price on this guy, it's really unheard of, $48. $48. Now, on to the next one, 115, 6524. We're gonna do these back to back kind of quick since you know what they are. I wanna get to all of them. I have a price point for everybody. Look at this, 2.43 carat. And look at how the center is kind of clean, and all around the outside, you get to see those wonderful blue crystals again. What a gem. Let me get actually tweezers for this one, and wow. Again, I should keep these for all the days of my life, however that might be. $18 on that, instead of selling it for $18. Yeah, $18. Let's look at item 115, 6324. These gems, I looked, I did. I looked, and there just weren't many choices at all. And from all those sites that you hear about or go to, there just isn't. So for me to be offering the number I am right now at the price that I am offering these for is not good business for me, but great business for you. Look at this one. Hold on, that's why sometimes fingers are better. Look at this and the way it was cut. So the way it was oriented was for that to be the base. Look at those crystals. Look at those crystals coming up from the sides like that. And then you have a little skeletal formation of one that was in it. So there's nothing else like it in the inclusion in quartz world. This is one of the very desirable ones. Here we go. That's what I wanted to show you. Oh, that is just breathless. Just so attractive. Price on this guy? I tell you what, if every one of these doesn't sell, I will be amazed, because this one, $38. I kid you not, $38 on that. Item 115, 6424. And this will be the last one of these I present. take a look. Yes, sir. This is 115 6424. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful pear shape. And with the crystals oriented in a little bit different place in that pear. And the price on this guy is, well, is it really going to be that inexpensive? Why not? Why not? Let's make this one $28. $28. And I assure you that price can't be beaten. Okay, now, that's the Demortierite quartz. Let me tuck these away. Wait till you see what I'm going to bring you next. I have never showed you a museum quality specimen from the Elmwood mine before, but now you're looking at it. The Elmwood mine, by all the dealers' comments, is closed. Of course, it's in conjunction with a series of a couple of other mines, and has quite a lot of underground workings. But my understanding is it is now closed. This particular specimen I have had for, again, tough to say, 2 decades, 2.5, a long, long time. And you can see why I think so much of it. It is the classic look for Elmwood calcites. And it doesn't stop there. There is so many other minerals involved on this one particular piece, I couldn't write them all. So listen to my words so you can make your notes. This has not only calcite, it has galena, it has fluorite, barite, quartz, and dolomite. And I knew, yeah, and of course, in the main description, sphalerite. Well, you're saying, well, where is the sphalerite? If that's in one of your main descriptions, I don't see much of it. Well, let's look at this side first. Oh yeah, there's another side to this guy. Now, let me show you the fluorite. It might be minor, but it is there. Look at that. Look at that little purple fluorite crystal attached to what I believe to be is a galena crystal, oxidized. I scratched the surface of one of them and it was a shiny gray underneath. It is also cubic in form, as you can see that one is. So I believe those are galena. Here you have some sphalerites. Now, these particular crystals, I am not 100% sure. Of course, I always have to think of calcite, which but I couldn't get anything to fluoresce, whether it's calcite or fluorite. Now, this is the money shot. Calcites and the Elmwood mine are synonymous. Look at these. They are in pristine condition. Many times, by the time they get them out, there's often damage to them. And you can see, look at that. And look at, you have 3 terminations on this end, 2 on that end. So could be some twinning involved here. Look at that. See that cubic crystal? And then I love it with that little purple fluorite hanging on. Look at the size of these calcites and this piece overall. And this is what you want for the Elmwood specimens. You want where the calcites just stand out on their own. And wow. And these absolutely do. It looks like, it's amazing. It's like, well, how did they even grow there? They look like they're just attached, and that's how so many of the Elmwood ones do look like. Now, let me show you something else that makes this to the level that it is for museum quality. Let's look at the other side. I kid you not. Look at those. And you say, well, what are those? For one, we have quartzite. But for the other, this is sphalerite. And it's sphalerite in one of its crystal forms that you don't often see. I actually, you can see, here we go, see that surface on them? And there, see that radial kind of surface? Then let me show you. Let's look at the color behind some of these. Thank you, sir. And you're going to see what you get for the well-known sphalerites to the Elmwood mine. And you have everything from a honey brownish color that you see there. Then, you know, sphalerites go everything from green. I've showed you green sphalerites from Peru before. And then I've showed you ruby jack sphalerites from Missouri or the tri-states area. Look at that. Look at the clarity. And we know that sphalerites, of course, can be faceted into beautiful, beautiful gems. Look at that color. And then look at over here. Look at that. Here's the one that's the one, the ruby jack color. Look at that. Look at that. There's a money shot right there for you in a sphalerite. That is a large crystal as well. And then coming over here. So all of the sphalerites are transparent. All of them. And let me just look at that. That would have to be my fave. But they all, when they're transparent and they're sphalerites, that's enough to make you say, wow. Thank you, sir. Now, there's something else on this which is really unique. Look at these crystals. At first, it almost looks like they were smashed down, but they're not. And it took me going through countless number of reference pictures to finally find one that told me what I thought, that these were barytes. Barytes in a fibrous type of formation. Look at the barytes there. And then see how they're running straight like that. That was the other thing that confirmed that they were barytes, because I saw other specimens with that same formation. Look at these. Look at that. See these? These are all fully formed crystals. It's just a completely unique shape to the sphalerites that you're not used to seeing them like this. You're used to sphalerites from Colorado or elsewhere where they take on a more crystalline look than this particular morphology. Here is some more of the straight line crystals. And then here is where you have your quartz on quartz. And if you look really closely, you can see the crystals of the quartz. There is that ruby jack one. Look at that. This specimen is one of the finest, really, that I have ever had. And you can see there's another calcite on the end here. And then there we go, Dave, thank you. You have that really unique And I can tell you this, after as many different references as I tried to find for this type of formation, it told me that this is a really rare formation of barite, that it is not commonly seen in the Elmwood formations at all. What you normally get are those spherules. In other words, barite that forms these sphere-looking type of formations where the crystals look like a tennis ball or a golf ball, but very, very round overall. Nothing like this, but I saw one picture that had this formation and listed as barite from a reputable source. And I felt like it was barite because out of the other options that were listed for minerals at the Elmwood mine, which of course we could easily recognize this as an Elmwood specimen, there wasn't anything really else it could be but barite. This is one of the most impressive and impressive specimens that anybody that knows rocks or minerals much at all would take one look at this and say, oh, beautiful Elmwood mine calcite. And that's it, because it has that Elmwood mine look. And remember, the list I have, so we have calcite, sphalerite, galena, fluorite, barite, quartz, and dolomite, all on this piece. So that's 7 different minerals. Now that is a specimen. I have this marked down to, I think, a very, very fair price, especially for these pieces, because again, when a mine closes, it automatically drives the price up on all the ones that are in the market, and because there's just going to be no more. And they are very desirable, and a lot of people don't want to let them go, such as myself. But time has it to where I am going to share this, because I want to know where it winds up, if anyone is willing to share that factor. How about this? I am going to make it probably a half to a third of what you would probably find something like this going for. Now remember, part of the value is right there as well. There is a lot to be said for both sides of this piece. Price on this, only $448. Only $448. And there isn't even that many that I could find to even reference any other kind of price. Exceptional. This is simply, I don't know, takes my breath away. So that one, of course, I am going to put up gently right now. But in the meantime, let me get started with item number 115-5924. Wait a second though, hold on one moment. Also, if I forgot, let me stick with what I have by way of minerals. 115-4724. 115-4724. Let me show you something stunning. And another wow piece. Look at that. Look at that. Now, let me wipe this off. Wow is exactly right. Peruvian rhodochrosite with neodysite. If you have neodysite in your collection, I will be very impressed. With this piece, you can add a new location for rhodochrosite that you have don't have, and another mineral that you probably don't have, neodicite. Well, you're saying, what in the world is neodicite? Well, that is a mineral that is often found in conjunction with these and in veinlets, which veinlets or as semi-botryoidal. So you can see that's a veinlet right there. And then look at this other formation, because often neodicite doesn't really form a crystal per se. And it is a unique mineral in its own right. And there also is dacite. Dacite is a part plagioclase feldspar, part silica. So that's part of the matrix. Neodicite is an unusual manganese, iron, magnesium silicate. And it's amorphous, meaning it doesn't really form a crystalline structure. But it is found with the Peruvian rhodochrosites. So you have neodicite, but look on this one. Look at that. That is a wonderful fluorite. Look at the shape and the clarity and quality to that rhodochrosite. Here is more fluorite down at this end. You also have, these are from the Uchuchakua mine, and the formation and the crystal shape of the rhodochrosite is a big help in understanding and figuring out exactly which mine the rhodochrosite has come from. And so look at this. See why this looks different, the way the black is on there in an amorphous or non-crystalline way? So you know that you haven't seen anything like that. It's because you're looking at a new mineral, that you aren't used to those type of properties. Quite unique. This is a really attractive piece and has more of that classic rhodochrosite color that the Sweet Home mine has. Look at that beauty. I mean, that is actually a facetable crystal right there. But of course, you would not want to, at least I wouldn't want to take it out to facet it. This is a stunning specimen. I have a crazy opportunity on this piece, price-wise, and I don't know. I'm probably lost my mind by offering it for this, but I'm going to anyway. You can see it is especially if you collect rhodochrosite and don't have, you may have South African, maybe you have Chinese, but maybe you have Colorado, maybe you don't have Peruvian, but if you have Peruvian, you probably don't have an Uchuchakua mine specimen with neodicite. How about this? I am going to offer this one for only, why not? I'm in a mood to sell a stunning specimen. How about a quarter for a nickel, making it only $168. Only $168. If I told you $368, you wouldn't have thought anything wrong with that, would you have? No, you would have thought, okay, I can see that. It's rhodochrosite. It is valuable color rhodochrosite. And this, of course, the Uchuchakua mine was and is a silver mine originally, just like the Sweet Home mine. And they actually considered rhodochrosite a gang mineral as well. So go figure, $168. Now let me put this one up safely, and I'll be right back with another one. All right, so I just wanted to show you that this actually did come and does come with a box, rhodochrosite and fluorite on this one from that very hard to pronounce name. Let me show you the other one that goes 115-4624. This also has a box, but it doesn't have the fluorite name on it. So guess what? Doesn't have fluorite, but it does. Look at this. Look at this stunning Peruvian rhodochrosite piece. And this is how you know it's from the particular mine that it is from, which is, of course, you're going to make me try to pronounce this name, the Chakua. And no, don't anyone say bless you. But look at this, is the scalenahedral crystals. If you look at the other Peruvian rhodochrosites, very few have the scalenahedral crystal form to them. But the ones from this particular mine, yep, look at that. Look at that, double termination. Yeah, look at, they just keep getting better. Look at those terminations. Look at this stunning piece. And then the neodicite. And I am talking about, this is a perfect representation of neodicite. If you actually scratch the little bit of surface, you get to see the color below the surface. And then look at these little somewhat botryoidal patterns. See that? That is the other way you can tell that it is a neodicite, which is something you don't have. Okay, now back to the money shot. Look at these and the excellent condition those scalenahedral crystals are in. Then look at the clarity to these. There is facet grade material in rhodochrosite that is much worse than this. Let's look deep inside this material, and let's just look at how transparent that is, Dave. Look at that. Look at that classic glow. That is stunning. Thank you, sir. And wow. Wow. Yeah, this specimen is really fine. And, you know, the other one has the other formation to the crystal form that's not quite the scalenahedral, but still a classic one to this particular location. Wow, look at that. Look at the condition. Look at the excellent condition that the crystals are in. Oh, look at this one down here. I totally overlooked that one. Wow, that one is huge. And again, of a high transparency. Look at that crystal and crystal there. So that's another outstanding opportunity on something that is very hard to find, and in that kind of quality absolutely is a treasure. And I am going to price this one again kind of silly like the price of that other one. I'm going to make this one you know, Sweet Home Mine, that would be over $1,000. There is no reason, just because it's from Peru, that that should be much less. But in this case, I am going to make that one an exceptional opportunity at only $248. $248 on that. And that is a real treasure, especially if you collect rhodochrosite. What a great example of South American rhodochrosite, Peruvian in particular. And then the neodicite, that is an extra bonus. And that really displays really nicely. Boy, that extra one on the back there. I'm always looking for a piece of rhodochrosite to facet. All right, I'm going to put that one away. Clock seems to be running out on us. I am going to come right back and talk to you. Okay, well, the show, I got a lot done, but I didn't get it all done, which leaves the insects and amber. I didn't want to start just show one or two without giving you the selection of the ones I have chosen for you. You're definitely going to want to be back next week, of course, to get in on the presentation of Baltic amber, and not with those little bitty tiny insects that when you go online to look for something like that, I actually saw one that said these insects pictures are taken with a microscope and the average insect size was 1 to 2 millimeters. No, I have them where one is 9 millimeters, another, so in other words, insects you can see visible with the eye. So great. And some of the best pricing, because you know what? I got them decades ago and don't even know what I paid. So I make it up. I make sure it's less than anyone else could ever sell them for. That's your advantage. All right. Now, I have a couple trivia questions for you. But before that, I have something really exciting that I want to thank all of you for. And that is, and I am proud to say that you're a huge part of it, that is reaching the 10,000 subscriber milestone. And unbeknownst to non-social media Shawn, apparently that's a big deal, especially if you get that many subscribers selling rocks and minerals, right? Okay? That I think should be worth 10 times as many people. But you know what? I wouldn't have any of them if it weren't for all of your loyalty, all of you sticking by me the 7 years that we've been doing this, and I am grateful for every single one of you. And we got there without ever having to beg or mention subscribing. I never did it. I've never remember having even said, give me a thumbs up or any of that I see all the other podcasts doing. No, we got to those 10,000 subscribers by earning it with an incredible team with state-of-the-art equipment, bringing you the best shots of the unique and one-of-a-kind pieces that we have brought to you over all of those years and all of those shows. We're going to keep bringing you more, and we're going to keep improving upon what we have started. We just ask that you stick by us with all the loyalty that you've already shown us, and you'll get back that loyalty tenfold in these incredible opportunities. And remember, trivia in every show that we can work it out, and you get not only the education of the item, but you get to buy it as well. So I thank you for getting us to that benchmark, and I'm proud to say that, well, all of you have been a huge part in making that happen. And I am very thankful for that, truly. Now, to the trivia. Okay, question number 1. Helolite in quartz is also known as what kind of quartz? Helolite in quartz often is mentioned by another name. What is that other name called? So, same question, just worded 2 different ways. Question number 2. What rhodochrosite crystal form is often found at the Achu Chakua mine. And don't say bless you. So, Chakua mine, most of the rhodochrosite crystals form in a particular crystal habit different than rhodochrosites from other Peruvian mines. What type of crystal is that called? So again, same question, worded a couple different ways. Good luck to you on that. And again, get in on those items I showed to you today at amazing values, at beautiful, unique pieces. And here's the rub, as old time saying. If you go and try to source these, not that you would, but I'm saying in general, if someone goes to try to source some of the items I showed you, if you aren't really, really careful and really comfortable with the source you're working with, you're going to wind up with something much less than what the picture may show, what the description may be, and the quality overall. Like I said, I was looking at amber and insects, and it was in the fine print. And I saw this picture. It's like, well, how can they sell that big insect in that amber for that price? Well, the fine print said that the picture was taken with a microscope, not just with like a zoom-in camera, a microscope, and that the average insect was 1 to 2 millimeters. It is that kind of fine print that you have to watch for, along with the lack of general knowledge of so many other parts of a specimen, like the Peruvian rhodochrosite. You may have gotten Peruvian rhodochrosite if you could find one, but would they mention or tell you what neodicite is as part of that description? No, because I looked and I could see it. No mention of it. They just say in matrix. Those extras make a difference. So, good luck to you on the trivia, and I can't wait to see you back, because we're just scratching the surface of some of the goodies I have yet to bring you. And the amber in insects is just the start of the next incredible batch here at Gem Collectors with Shawn. Thank you all again, and I'll see you next week. Cheers.